Alright, well, I have finally gotten one. I just saw this was advertised the other day and was kind of curious if this thing even works. I really enjoy firing real firearms, but I've always kind of wanted something to carry as a less lethal option, which this is. So, ordered it. It got here within a matter of 2 days from the time that I ordered it, so really fast shipping. Really happy with that. So you may not have heard of these yet. These are the Byrna less lethal firearms. So they're not actually a firearm, they're Byrna less lethal tools. So this one is a pepper gun launcher, and it shoots a little pellet. It shoots these little pellets that will explode on impact, and it's basically just pepper spray. So some nasty potent stuff, but it's good to stop attackers, or supposedly stop attackers if they're coming at you. You don't want to necessarily use a lethal option because there's obviously a lot of issues involved in that. So if you can use a less lethal option as a first resort, then it'd be a much better situation in the end. So Byrna less lethal, and I got the Byrna LE, I think is what mine was. It is their larger form, and it has a short Picatinny on the bottom for attachments, which I also got in under the waistband holster. And I ordered a pack of, I think it was 10 CO2 canisters, and then the pepper projectiles. This is not the Byrna Max CS gas or CS powder, but it's the pepper projectiles, which are their typical self-defense tool. So we're going to open this up and do some test fires here in a little bit. Wind's up pretty high today, but hopefully it'll still work out well. So let's see what it does. Alright, so right off the bat, looks really nice. Love the case. It's a nice little typical carry case. Not a lock on it, so you're going to want to possibly get a lock case. But again, it's much, much safer than a firearm, so you might not actually need one. None of this is legal advice. This is all just conjecture. Here it is, the Byrna LE. Rather large gun. This is almost the size of a 1911 45. I knew that this was their larger one, so I don't have a problem with it. You got your safe mode and fire mode like a standard firearm. So you got your safe, fire for the ambidextrous, so you can hold it left hand and adjust or right hand and adjust. And then we got our mag release right here. Just press in and it releases the magazine. This is where your ammo would go, but unlike most CO2 guns, this is not where your CO2 would go as well. Your CO2 will end up going up in the front, just underneath the barrel. We'll remove that. Never look down the barrel. Pop this into place again. And fun little feature here, the magazine has an Allen head on it to tighten this down. So you'll just take this kind of hand tight. Don't want to crank it. You're just sort of looking to snug that down into place. So now this is loaded with CO2. There's no ammo in it though, so that is still safe. But again, we will just take and release this, take it off. And we're going to start with some training projectiles because I kind of want to see how they do. So we're going to go ahead and load up a magazine with the trainers. We'll load one magazine up with training projectiles. We'll load the other one up with the eco-kinetic projectiles, which dissolve in water. Kind of curious how those do. And then I'm going to save these for actually loading it for real, so I'm not using them all up right away. Unlike a typical firearm, this thing will not fire until we mash that trigger down because the CO2 canister has not been punctured. So the way this works is on your first fire, in order to make it actually work, you have to mash this trigger down real hard. It'll puncture the CO2 and then pressurize the system and let off your first round. Which means it's safe for storage because you're not over time slowly leaking out CO2 and then you go to use it and it's empty. You won't have that problem with this. Okay, so I'm about 20 feet away from the target, which is standard for when you want to have the weapon drawn and ready to fire, just because they can close that distance in the time it takes you to pull the trigger. So right now we have the standard kinetic rounds in, the target practice rounds, not kinetic, sorry. We have the target practice rounds in, and we're going to just fire it off and see how it feels. This is going to be the first trigger pull, so I'm going to see how hard it is to mash that trigger to set it off and to puncture the CO2, and give it a little test, see if I can even hit the target, and see if it stays up. That was doing something all right. Yeah, that looks painful. So they're noticeably a pointed hit. It is definitely leaving a mark, a really good mark. I don't know how well you can tell on camera, but that's probably close to a 1/4 inch deep on some of them. But what I notice is the eco rounds leave a much smaller but deeper dent than the practice rounds. I don't know if that is anything significant, but it's a fact. Now, I'm going to load up a pepper round and see what it does. All right. Hello. I look like Donald Trump in the wind. All right. Got 5 more pepper rounds loaded up. We're going, that's backwards. We're going to test it out, see how it does. This is now going to be the 11th to 15th round sent with this CO2 canister. You wouldn't expect to reload more than once in a self-defense situation. So I'm just curious what it does. But let's see, right? All right. She's empty. I'm staying back here. I really don't want to walk any closer for a minute. If you ever deploy this, change your canister afterward. You don't want to be storing a CO2 gun with an old canister in it because it leaks over time. So never try to reuse a canister. Otherwise, someone will be coming at you, or there'll be something going on, a stray dog trying to fight you. You'll draw this, pull the trigger, and it's not going to do anything. So always change out your canister. I like it. Now, let's see how the board fared in all of this. Not so well. So that still left a pretty... I don't want to touch that crap. That'll kill me. That left a pretty good welt in it still. Not nearly as deep, obviously, because it's exploding the capsule. But it definitely left a welt in it. But I would definitely say the pepper rounds work. Just, you know, don't leave massive bruises like the other ones would. Like, the kinetic rounds almost look like they would leave, like they could break a bone if you hit them in the sternum. So, I would also say that pepper spray works, pepper gas works, because I'm still running my nose on it. Byrna LE, Byrna, done good. I like it. I'm almost definitely going to be buying more. So keep your eyes out for me. But thank you for making this fantastic product. And I do hope you see this, because that'd be kind of fun. But until next time, I hope you all have a wonderful day and keep doing some fun stuff. Make sure you guys go get yourself one of these. This is not a sponsored video. This is just me testing something. I felt like getting a product and testing it. So, like I say on the channel, I do everything, literally, all of it. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe, comment, like, share, and I will see you all in the next video. But have a great day.